Hi everyone, today we are going to study about conditional statements, but first we need to understand why conditional statements are used. They are used to make decisions in a program so that we can control the flow of execution. They control the flow of execution which is depending upon a condition, whether that condition is true or false. While creating the conditions, we usually use comparison operators and logical operators. So when we talk about the comparison operators, they are less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equals to, etc. However, when we talk about the logical operators, they are and, or, and not. Conditional statements also help us in building dynamic and interactive applications because it takes different inputs from the user, and depending upon the different inputs, it gives different outputs to us. Let's understand what are the different type of conditional statements. There are 4 different kind of conditional statements, out of which the first one is the if statement. The if statement basically checks a condition which is written inside the round brackets or the parentheses. If that given condition is true, whatever code is written just under the condition inside the curly bracket, that is executed. If the condition is false, we skip the entire if block and run the other part of the program. Let's see it with an example. When we talk about the syntax of if statement, we write it in this way. First, we write the if keyword followed by the round brackets, and inside the round brackets, we write the condition. If this condition is true, we are going to execute this block which is inside the curly brackets. If the condition remains false, then we skip this entire block and we come out of this curly bracket and we execute the rest of the program. Let's understand this if statement with one good example. In this example, first we have defined a variable. The variable name is num. It has been assigned an initial value as 5 and it is being assigned this value with the help of the assignment operator equals. Const keyword in JavaScript means that whatever value we are giving to the variable, it is going to remain a constant or fixed throughout the program and it is not going to change. In line number 3, we have first defined the keyword if, and inside the parenthesis or the round brackets, we have written the condition. Condition means the expression on which we are going to check. Here it says the num should be greater than 0, and if this condition is true, print a message in the console that the number is positive. You can see that because this condition is true, I can see here the number is positive. However, if I am going to change this value to any negative number like -1, you will see that there will be no result on the console because this condition is false. This is how the if statement works. The second type of conditional statement is the if-else statement. When we talk about the if-else statement, it executes one block of code only when the condition is true, and if that condition is false, it will execute another block. So that means it is used when there are 2 possible outcomes. The else block runs when the condition is not satisfied. Let's understand its syntax. So first we write the if condition. Inside the bracket, the condition is placed. If this condition is true, we will run all the instructions which are written inside the curly brackets of if. And if this condition becomes false, then we will run all the instructions which are inside the else statement. Let's understand the syntax with another example. In this example, we have taken a variable as num with an initial value -10, and this time the keyword used is let. Let is a keyword in JavaScript which is used to declare a variable whose value can be changed later in the program. So the difference between let and const keyword is that let variable value can change. However, the const variable value cannot change throughout the program. In line number 3, we have written a condition. This is the same condition, that whether num is greater than 0 or not. Here you can see there is a single statement. That is why we have not used the curly bracket. However, if you want, you can add the curly brackets after this statement as well. So this is how the if block will be. If the number will be greater than 0, we are going to run the message as that this number is positive. However, if I am using an else block, if the condition becomes false, this message should print. Let's run this program and see the output. You can see that -10 is a negative number. Therefore, it is giving me the output as negative. You can also see this, that even if I haven't used the curly brackets over here after the else keyword, I did not get any error. The reason being is that there is only a single statement here. So if I am using one single statement just after the condition or the else keyword, it won't give me error. However, if I want, I can put the curly brackets as well and enclose this particular statement inside the curly bracket. The output will remain the same. Now at this point of time, if I change 10 minus 10 to 10, you can see the program will run. So this is an example which clearly shows that if you are using if and else both of the block, how the syntax will be. The third type of conditional statement is else if statement. This statement is used to test multiple conditions in any program. It always checks more than 2 conditions and evaluate it from top to bottom until a true condition is found. Let's understand its structure in programming. First, we write the first condition inside the if. If this condition becomes true, we execute those particular instructions which are written inside this if block. If the first condition becomes false, it goes to the second condition which is written with else if. If this particular condition is true, we execute all the statements which are written in this else if block. However, if this condition also becomes false, then we come out of this if block and we execute the else and the last block. So it means I can check multiple conditions with the help of else if. Let's understand this also with an example. In this example, we have declared or initialized a variable as 85 and then we have kept multiple conditions. The first condition is written inside if, where we are checking if the score value is greater than or equal to 90. So if the marks or the score is greater than or equal to 90, then you are going to award the grade A. Second condition, else if. Now why are we using else if here? Because this is the second condition and we have other 2 conditions as well. This says that the score should be greater than or equal to 80, which means greater than 80 or equal to 80 or till 89. Then you are going to award the grade B. If the score is greater than or equal to 70, that means from 70 to 79, you are going to award grade C. Else means that if any marks which are below 70, you are going to grant the grade as F. Now when we are going to check this particular result, you will see that the grade is B. Now let's take any other number which is less than 70. Let's take 65 and run this. You will see that it is displaying me grade F because it is coming under the else condition. So all those programs in which you are putting more than one condition and there are different criterias, then you can use else if statement. The fourth type of conditional statement is the switch statement. It first evaluates an expression and then execute the matching block based on its value. It provides us the better and readable way to handle multiple conditions for a single variable. It compares one variable against the multiple fixed value, and it makes the readability of the program much clearer. Let's understand the use of switch statement in JavaScript with an example. In this example, first we have taken a variable num which is initialized with some value. Now, as I mentioned that whenever we are using switch statement, it first takes up the variable which we want to check against each of the case. Depending upon how many conditions you want to apply in any program, we make different cases for that. In this, we do not need to write any condition, but we need to only compare. So the initial value that you have written over here, it is going to be compared with each case. Like case 0 will check that whether you have number as a 0 or not. If so, it is going to print that. If the number is 1, it is going to print that number is 1 here. If the number is 2, then it is going to print that. However, if any number which is greater than 2 exists, then it will run the default value here. So rather than writing multiple if conditions and then concluding it with an else condition, this is another way through which we can write different conditions and do the matching of a variable. You can see here that break is another keyword that we use while writing the switch statement, because we would like to switch between different cases. Thereby, after every case, it is important to write a break statement which will help the program to switch between the different cases. When you are going to run this program, you will see that since num5 is greater than 2, therefore, after matching every single case, it is going to take up the default value. Let's take another number and run this program again. You can see that because the num value is 2, it matched it with this case, and thereby the message has been printed as number is 2. I hope you might be clear with how we can implement switch with different cases, because it is just a process of simple matching. After understanding all the 4 types of conditional statement, it's time for the practice. Let's understand the first program. We need to write a program to check whether you are eligible to vote or not using if-else statement. For this program to run, we need to understand that what is the eligibility criteria for voting, that is 18 years or greater than that. So our condition will be based on that. Let's solve this problem. We will first take a variable age here. So we are writing let age equals, we can take any initial value. Let's take 8. To mark the end of the line, we will put a semicolon. After that, we are going to put if condition, where I am going to write the variable age and the condition checking is greater than or equal to 80. After this, I will open the curly brackets, and if this condition will be true, I want a message to be printed in console. You are eligible to vote. However, if this condition becomes false, it means I am not eligible to vote. Therefore, I will write else. I will copy this instruction and I'll paste it here, and I will just add not eligible to vote. Let's see how this program will give us the output. Here you can see, because the age is 8, thereby it is showing me you are not eligible to vote. However, if I'll put here the age as 20 and run this program, it will show me that we are eligible to vote. This is how we can create a simple program using if and else to check the eligibility for voting. In the second program, we need to check whether a number is even or odd. Now here we need to understand that when we are looking for an even number, we should know that any even number is said to be as even if that number is divided by 2. Otherwise, it is considered as the odd number. We also need to understand that there are 2 operators which works here in division. The first one is the division operator. The second one is the modulus operator. Division operator gives you a quotient value. However, the modulus operator gives you the remainder value. And here we are going to check the remainder. So if any number, when it is divided by 2 and your remainder comes out to be 0, then you can say that that number is even. So let's apply this particular logic into the program. For the second program, we are first going to take any number and initialize it with any value. After that, I am going to put a condition where I am comparing this number, that whether it is completely divisible by 2 or not. And to strictly check this value, rather than putting a single equals to, I am putting here a double equals to. That means I am strictly checking whether the remainder is a complete 0 or not. If it is so, I would like to print a message that number is even. However, if this condition becomes false, then I would like to copy this particular statement. I'll paste it here and I will write that the number is odd. Let's run this. When you will run, you will find that since 4 is an even number and it is completely divisible by 2, thereby it is showing that it is an even number. Let's try any odd number here. I have written 11. Let's run it again. And you can see that since 11 is not completely divisible by 2, thereby it is an odd number. With this program, we should also know that writing the correct condition is also very important to make your program run correctly. If you want more practice questions on conditional statement, do let me know in the comment section. I'm sure that you might be pretty clear with what kind of conditional statements are and how we can use it in JavaScript. So keep learning and keep coding and stay connected with the next lesson on JavaScript.